is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 731. I'm Brian Kilby. With me this week, in the order that I see them on my screen, and if you're watching video, it's the order that you see them on your screen as well, at tfradio.net/live, or on YouTube, or wherever. Rob Clay. Rob, how's it going?
Not bad.
Your birthday is a week from today.
Yes, it is.
Awesome. Don, your birthday is like
Monday.
A week and 2 days. Oh, less than a week.
Yes, Monday.
Wow.
Don's going to be older than my calendar.
tfradio.net/playlist and tfradio.net/Massey Attack if you want to do something nice for him. There's Matt.
No, you're supposed to save the best for last, Brian.
The order of my screen, I can't help it. I was hoping John would be here too. There's no John. Chris would be out. There's Diecast.
Hello.
John was going to be on video. Actually, no, his Mac died. Forgot about that.
Oh.
Yeah. Ruh-roh.
Apple killed his apple.
Yeah. I didn't get the reference, but yeah, that's unfortunate. So we got actually quite a bit of news popped up this week in the last few days. So I just want to go ahead really and jump to that. I don't think there's anything else to talk about. Chris isn't here. He is on assignment in Malaysia looking for new dubs for all the Transformer series that came after.
For Don's
Victory.
birthday.
For Don's birthday.
Malaysian dubs of robots for Dawn.
Yeah, I didn't
Oh
realize.
my God, yes, that would be wonderful.
I didn't realize you all hated me that much.
We don't, Don.
That would be wonderful. Okay. So let's jump to the news. Hey, so TFCon tickets went on sale. What I found out is that the hotel block went on sale like in November.
Oh, yeah. Yes,
so,
it did.
So it's probably, I don't know that I'm going to be able to find a room easy, but did get a ticket in case I'm like 85% certain I'm going. So I got a
I
ticket.
hope you go. You better be 99.99%.
Pretty sure I'm going. We'll see. I do want to go. So I got a ticket. We'll probably end up.
I've had the hotel reservation since like November, and I absolutely bought a ticket as soon as I saw that go out.
Did you go for the super premium ticket or the regular ticket?
I just get a regular ticket. I don't need to be in the front of the line for the dealer room.
You know, I'm assuming that usually the best stuff in the dealer room is probably picked through, even if you're in the front of the line, which I did the last time, and doing it again.
Everybody
that
gets the front of the line tickets is usually after the show exclusive stuff anyway, and I'm not a big third party guy. I just like to be in the dealer room.
Yeah.
So.
I know.
Oh, the premium pass is already sold out.
There's only 100 of them.
Yeah.
That doesn't take long.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I saw it go up, and like I immediately got a premium pass, and yeah, but it just basically puts me at the front of the line for when I get to the dealer room. That's basically it.
I would have got it if I remembered.
Yeah,
but I completely forgot.
Yeah. Hey, but hopefully most of us will go. It's in Rob's backyard basically. Don, were you planning on going? Does that interfere with your wedding? Or is your wedding next year? I forget.
Wedding's next year, but with everything we got going on and my limited vacation time, I really am trying to save what I can.
Off now?
Just Saturdays, but it's still the way it works is my vacation accrual is now split among two different fields, so I don't accrue it as fast. So it's just I'd rather save it for the holidays when, to get time off for the holidays and stuff when I can.
You don't accrue time like you used to?
Nah, they did some adjustments. Yeah, so I might.
The people listening, the beeping that you just heard, that I can't get rid of, that was John joining. John is now joining the podcast. John, does your Macintosh work?
It comes Friday, so I'll let you know.
Are you on your phone?
No. I'm on my work PC. Don't tell anybody.
Oh, what did they send you? A new Mac? Sorry, we bricked yours. Here's a brand new one.
No. Didn't quite work that way. But I will say the resale value of Mac Minis on eBay, excellent.
Oh, great. Great. Okay. So, John, are you going to TFCon USA? in Baltimore. You need to
What
go.
are the dates again?
October 22nd through 24th, I believe.
Not impossible. Less than 50% chance, but not impossible. The idea of spending 2 days, 2 to 4 days away from our kids sounds pretty ding dong good. So maybe.
Okay. Well, that would be great if you could make it. Okay. So, but yeah, so that's that certainly happened. TFCon tickets for sale. Go ahead.
All
and
right,
get
I
them.
just bought my ticket.
Good. Let's see here. I'm a little iffy on my. I'm gonna just try it. No, I'm not. So I've had a couple crashes over the last day, so I'm gonna hold off on like showing anything on video that's like from news pages or whatever. So there's like no.
This needs to be on video.
What?
I said this needs to be
You
on
think
video.
you think Thrust needs to be? I don't want to crash this. I don't want to, like, if it crashes, is it Thrust that crashed it, or is it just
Thrust,
like
I don't know, maybe he's crashing my color palette because shouldn't he be red and he's like green?
it's movie stuff? Who cares?
I just don't get it. Like, how is
I
this
mean,
even a reference
It's an
to
Armada
Yeah.
Thrust.
Yeah, because I was gonna say Armada Thrust was very green,
But
Was he?
Armada Thrust wasn't a seeker though.
but they use that mold kind of like a seeker mold for it and the Sunstorm repaint.
That's true. That's true.
Now I can't even remember the Armada Thrust. I have to Google that.
Yeah, I mean, just look it up. It was, I mean,
You know that with that color palette, that reminds me more of Air Raid from the movie figure. The it's the radar dish plane. The Airwhack. I can't remember the name of it. I'm tired, but it was the
that
movie
Cybertron?
figure. No, it was movie. It was. I think it was Revenge of the Fallen, where he was the white and green plane with the radar dish on top with the funky arms.
So yeah, they got the color right for that Thrust.
Yeah, diecast. Do you have the Unite Warriors Grand Galvatron set?
Yeah.
Okay, that's Armada Thrust. Is that other arm? with the-
Okay. Yeah.
That's the color
it's-
scheme they're aping here.
He has a lot of green. I think he has a lot more green in this than
It
in
does.
the
It does.
Armada
I mean,
Thrust.
it does. I mean, it's not. It. Gosh, we've become spoiled in a way, and in a way deprived too,
It's not a G1 reference. I don't love it.
because like so many of these repaints that we're getting now, you know, so many of them have been not pitch perfect, but really darn close to like whatever they're trying to homage. And back in the day, you know, a lot of those repaints were really iffy.
They were soft homages.
They were
very
like, you know,
soft.
like, you know, they would give it a name, and then it would be the same colors, even though it looked basically nothing really like the toy that it's referencing. And we were happy with that. That's kind of where we are with this.
We were happy to get a very small reference in a figure.
Beast Wars Grimlock. It looked nothing like G1 Grimlock, but the tech spec sort of hinted that it was Grimlock, and we were happy.
Yeah, I think this Thrust is going to just have to fly right past me because, you know, I've got the original version of this mold, and it's like I'm not going to troop build this mold as another Seeker troop build.
It's a Studio Series toy, so I'm free to skip it.
I'm glad I can skip it
Yeah.
because I don't skip much, but I skipped that Starscream, and I'll skip
I
that.
got the Star Scream, but it stayed in the box.
Hmm.
You know, at some
Well,
point,
being on sale at Target kind of helped.
I pre-ordered it. At some point, I'm probably going to go crazy and just buy up the Studio Series stuff that I missed, and I'll hate myself for it, but it'll probably happen in like 10 years. God, I can't let that happen. It's like future me is coming back in time to warn present me to not make a mistake. And instead of that mistake, you know, skipping out, the mistake is never ever buy these toys. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. I just don't really I don't really dig that Starscream mold to begin with. But you know, more power to you. If this is what you want, that's great. I don't hate it.
It looks decent for what it is. Nothing I'm really into, but it does look pretty good.
Yeah, it's just odd that it's Studio. Has Studio Series featured any other repaints like this that are non-canonical? That, I mean,
I know of.
like taking a toy. I mean, I think there's been some Studio Series stuff that they've shown off, like alt modes that we didn't get like in the movie or whatever, like the Bumblebee stuff. Maybe not, but it's the first time I can think of something like this popping up, which is just completely non-canonical. They're just doing a repaint to get a repaint. It's kind of funny that they're not just doing this in Generations, because that would fit more in like the general Generations line than Studio Series. I don't know. Okay. So Chris hated this, and I don't really understand why so much. It does, the likeness is funny, but GameStop has a pre-order. I love this. What this is called? It's a Transformers Megatron Modern Icons replica helmet, basically of Megatron's G1 Megatron's head.
I just ordered it.
I don't know how you have a replica helmet of something that has never been featured one in any type of major motion picture other than Transformers the movie, which doesn't count.
I mean, I'll be honest. It's nice to see because we've had several Optimus helmets, but it's nice to see them doing a Megatron helmet just for synergy and balance. But for $109, I don't feel like cosplaying Megatron.
Yeah, I guess the Cobra Commander helmet was considered a replica as well, but it looked more like what I imagine Cobra Commander's helmet looking like. If I imagine G1 Megatron, he doesn't look like this.
It looks all right to me.
I mean,
I'm not that picky.
I mean, I'm picking up for. I'm just not going to buy it. I don't know what it would take for me to get it. Deep clearance, I guess.
I'm getting it.
I kind of get where Chris is coming from on it, because there's just something about, I mean, the Optimus Prime helmets, because of the faceplate, there's just a little bit more of a disconnect, I think. Just wearing Megatron's face is just kind of like Uncanny Valley territory in some sense.
I get it, but it doesn't quite reach Uncanny Valley. It's more like Pathetic Valley.
Okay.
Like Uncanny Valley is like where it looks close enough to being real that it looks dead, and therefore it creates like revulsion. This doesn't get that far. It looks like it looks like they put a lot of effort into something and then fell short. Is kind of how I feel. I kind of feel bad for them looking at it. I don't know. I like that you can switch out. Like, it looks like you can switch out. Can you switch out like a faceplate to where like it has different eye shapes, or is that just the fact that the lighting of the eyes make them look more pronounced? I guess that's what it is.
I think it's the lighting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I love the Optimus Prime one that's coming out, and I love the Megatron. I don't think it's terrible, but I do want it to go with the Optimus Prime.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to get the Optimus, you might as well get this.
Yeah.
I'm not. Again, unless it's on deep clearance. Yeah, I think if it was Rob or Matt, whichever one pointed out the fact that it does, or maybe Don, doesn't have the faceplate. The faceplate sort of makes it easier to buy for what it is. That mouth there just makes it a bridge too far. Okay, so this is something that popped up this week that I would say some people were extremely interested in this, and other people were turned off. I don't know much about Niantic. Rob, are you familiar with Niantic to an extent, or John?
Yeah.
So what are they the ones that did Pokemon Go?
Yeah, they're Pokemon Go.
Okay, so this is a Transformers version, basically of Pokemon Go, called Heavy Metal.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, they tried it with Harry Potter. Now they're trying it with Transformers.
So yeah, basically, I know John, you were big into this. Pretty much what's going to happen is you basically will have your Transformer will pop out probably and fight another Transformer. Then you'll get I don't know what the mechanics are like, but you'll probably get points or something. You probably won't get their Transformer, or maybe you will. Who knows?
I mean, if it's like the Harry Potter if it's like all of their augmented reality games, they're all kind of based off similar infrastructure. And so like the Pokestops and the gyms and stuff in Pokemon Go will probably be used in the Transformers game, like the same landmarks.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And
It's a
mapping.
map overlay.
Yep. So, and who knows? I don't know. Well, no, they won't do a crossover because those are 2 licenses. They can't really do that. But they might have like a wink and a nudge, kind of like crossover events or concurrent events or things using the same landmarks and things like that. Or you could probably look at Pokemon Go and see how the reward structure is, and maybe have like an idea of like how they're gonna kill us with loot boxes, and how they're gonna, like I said, kind of incentivize us to play. That might give you a clue on that.
Yeah, they have a website. There's not much there right now. TransformersHeavyMetal.com. Basically, the question is, when will it become available in my area? And just have to wait. They're going to roll it out to the test market soon, but they have not. They have not committed to anything. You can sign up for news and updates from their website if you are so inclined to do so. I am refraining. Maybe I'll do this one. I don't know.
They should make it out of bots.
Oh, that'd be
And
great.
then you can catch the bots. I think that would be fun.
Maybe they didn't do that because they're trying to because that might make it a little too close to a Pokemon clone, kind of in their eyes. If just trying to make something different, and then maybe do that as like an event later on.
Hey, real quick. I'm going back to the Discord at tfradio.net/Discord, and Blade has confirmed that Thrust was in the movie. Was in Bumblebee.
Yeah, he was in the movie for a split second.
Yeah, I completely missed him.
Oh yeah, he's there. And there's you can look up his model. Like his model sheet is on the internet.
Okay. So thank you, Blade, for the correction. That's why we have the Discord for corrections. tfradio.net/Discord. And Blade is pointing out that BotPots is a Shopkins clone. Please don't remind me of that. Please.
Everything came from something else.
Yeah. I mean, Transformers didn't come from something else, right? Transformers was a completely original 08.
All
Bandai
American.
clone, Bandai stuff. Okay. Let's see here. What else? We had some Target news. T-Rex went up on Target.com, but is not available to purchase as of yet. It'll be a Target Red Card exclusive, much like not Nacelle Red Wing was.
Is he a complete exclusive, or is it just like early access if you have a red card?
I think it'll be early access for Red Card. Then you'll probably, and that's what it says, early access for Red Card.
Yeah.
It's been up now since Tuesday morning or late Monday night, early Tuesday morning, and it's still not gone up for sale. It says coming soon. And I've checked it way too many times, and I've put too much mental energy into a toy that I really only barely want. But that's up there. And Road Rage will also be a Target exclusive. So far, all of these Target exclusives are either primarily or heavily red. So
yeah, only Runabout was mostly black, but he did have red windows.
Yep.
So there you go.
Oh yeah, was he a Red Card exclusive?
No, he
Yeah.
was a Target exclusive.
Just
Yeah.
Target, yeah.
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 By the
like-
way, in the long run, Thrust and Runabout ended up being kind of hard to get. Like if you weren't on the ball, they were around for like a month, and then they were
Yep.
gone.
yeah.
Yep.
Was Thrust Red Card or just Target?
Just Target.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they were both just Target exclusives. Thrust was a nightmare to try and get a hold of online. Runabout was not that bad to get a hold of originally, but yeah, if you waited for them to hit store shelves.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think Thrust was in the stores for about 3 days. So if you didn't get it in those 3 days, you weren't.
Yeah, it's when they went up, I was able to get Runabout and could not get Thrust. Thrust kept popping in because I think it was Chris that was at least trying to tweet out with him being something of a night owl when he saw they were up. But by the time I saw them, they were long gone. And I saw Thrust in store like twice, and then just Ninja vanish.
Yeah. So for the red card exclusive, I know a lot of people are complaining that they don't want to get a debit card or a credit card for. I think Blade had said that he doesn't want to go into debt to get these exclusives, and I totally get that. I did sign up for the Target red card debit card. It looks, mind you, like it's basically just a pass through to my debit card.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so I use it at Target. It deducts money from my debit account. It doesn't carry a balance itself. I just get 5% off everything and like free shipping over a certain amount at Target.com. So I'm entirely fine with that.
Yeah. That's what I have. It's a good deal.
Yeah. So yeah, that just seems like a win to me. So I'm not worried about it.
It's a hassle for me though, because like the only thing I ever want at Target is, the occasional Transformer. I don't live anywhere near a Target.
I for 37 years, I didn't live near a Target either. So I totally get it. Now, I did have like a million Targets within 45 minutes of me. Now it's like a million Targets within an hour and 5 minutes of me. But I still basically just go to one. But yeah, it's but Target.com, especially with that free shipping deal, it's worth it.
If you can find stuff online,
Yes.
which I never can because scalpers clear them out.
But with if it's a red card, I know. The one thing I like about the red card exclusives, and that's not what you're saying. You're just talking about general Target exclusives. But if things were a red card exclusive, it would limit the accessibility that scalpers have to it, because I don't know that all scalpers are going to sign up for the card and subject themselves to being tracked.
Plus, it's a limit of one per person, so that's
one per person per order. So you could do multiple orders and get multiples. It looks like, or per transaction.
I just hate how difficult they make trying to get these toys.
Yeah, it should not be this hard to give people money for toys.
No, it shouldn't.
I've said it before, and I will keep saying it till I'm 6 feet under. They're making this a hell of a lot harder than they need to get some damn money.
Yep. Okay. Let's see here.
Oh, if you click on Generations T-Rex, it's red card early access to pre-order Transformers Generation Leader Maximal T-Rex through 7/24/2021. Available to all guests on 7/25. So, yeah, I guess it still could go up any day.
Yeah, it still says coming soon. So I was expecting yesterday to be a Transformers Tuesday, and it was in the UK, but in the US it was not a Transformers Tuesday. And this went up for pre-order for UK fans on Hasbro Pulse in the UK. It is not on Hasbro Pulse in the US. I look at this and I'm like, I only barely want it. But it the completionist in me needs it. Sadly. I'm not even going to open it. It's going to stay in the box. But yeah. Let's see here. A couple more news items, and I'm actually going to talk about something before we get to what we got this week. Kind of a couple preview items. Let's see here. So, Takara Tomy online toy show. We don't really know a thing about it except for it's happening Friday in Japan, which means for North America, it's probably going to start taking place late at night on Thursday. So by the time this goes up, hopefully you'll know something about what was shown off. I would think that we'd probably see some. Go ahead, Don.
Sorry, no, I was gonna say I think it's a 9-hour difference when I've been up at 3 a.m. trying to catch stuff when it goes up. When Soul of Shigoku and Galgagar went up at 8 or 9 Japan time, it was about 3 our time. So so I think it's about a 9-hour delay.
Yeah, so it'll be like early morning Friday. But who knows what they're going to show off? Maybe we'll finally get to see Masterpiece Raiden. That's something we've been waiting on,
or at least part of it.
Yeah. There's a ton of stuff. It could be anything. It could be stuff that we've already seen from Hasbro. So, but if there's anything major that pops up, we'll do a show over the weekend, or Chris will probably do a news break or a news update. So we'll have some information, but we don't really have a lot to go on now.
And for the
Last
record, Japan is 13 hours ahead of U.S. Eastern Time.
Yeah, I was thinking it was 12.
It is,
So
yeah, it's currently 9:55 a.m. there. I think it's I think it's 12 when
we have
daylight
standard
savings
time.
is in place. I think it matches up then.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. I was
Don, it's so
misremembering
close, it
that.
doesn't matter. You're fine. You're good. 9 hours, 12 hours. It's effectively no difference for our purpose. It's not like we're trying to catch a flight. If we were trying to catch a flight, I wouldn't take your advice on that. But for this, it's entirely okay. So last news item. It looks like Deluxe Waspinator from Kingdom leaked. Saw somebody in the Discord saying that there was a review of it on YouTube. I'm assuming that it's an unofficial release, so I'm not going to point to it. But yeah, it looks pretty good.
Yeah,
I do genuinely like it. The last, what was Thrilling 30? Is that the last time we got a Waspinator?
Yeah, I'm really fond of that Waspinator.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't bad. I think it was better than some of the other stuff that we got from Beast Wars at that time.
Well, we did have the small little Target Master Waspinator that came with Starscream, so we did have that as far as the character goes.
That's true. That's right.
I just felt like Thrilling 30 Waspinator was kind of a lateral move from the original mold, so it'll be interesting to see how this falls in that spectrum.
This will just be much smaller, I'm sure.
Well, don't want to spoil anything for John, but he just picked up Rhinox, and in one dimension, it's actually a little bigger.
Save it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so it looks good in both modes. It'll be nice when it'll be like announced and shown off officially. But yeah, pretty good. A couple things I wanted to talk about real quick. I'm assuming. Kingdom is going to debut in July. I haven't been contacted about screener access for it yet, but I have been for the other series, so we'll have a review for that when it happens. I read for something else that I'm going to talk about right now. I read over all the embargo notes, so I'm not disclosing anything that I shouldn't. So I have watched the first part of the new Masters of the Universe series. I can't tell you a thing about it. I am embargoed from doing that, but we'll have, when we can post a review, which will be in mid to late July, we'll have a podcast. Actually, we can actually talk about it on the 21st, I believe, which is a Wednesday. So we'll actually talk about it on RFC. We'll break format a little bit for that day. Yeah. But we'll have a review of the first half of the new Masters of the Universe series. Can't wait to talk about it. Like I can't talk to anybody about it, and I'm about to explode. So, but yeah, so I've watched it. So, please don't ask me questions because it makes me. Sean was asking me questions last night, and I felt really awkward because if I answer either way, I've disclosed something. So, but yeah,
I cannot disclose.
Yeah, my answer is I cannot confirm nor deny. I will not say a thing, but. Yeah, we'll talk about that. It'll be a fun conversation, I'm sure. And I think we may actually have a guest for that. A buddy of mine who's a huge Masters Universe fan will probably. I reached out to him, asked him if he'd be interested, and he said that he would. So that'll be fun.
I was going to say, is he the only one out there? But then I'm like, well, they're redoing the Masters of the Universe toys, and they're on shelves, and they're
there are
selling
tons of
pretty well.
fans. There's tons of fans. Yeah, and my buddy Chad, he's on Twitter as Horror Movie Barbecue. He loves Masters of the Universe, and he's super excited about the series. So I asked him if he'd be interested in being on, and he said he would. So I think we'll break our rule for having a guest that night.
I mean, I love the toys because I have been getting the new toys, even though like I ordered through Big Bad Toy Store because I couldn't find like Scareglow or any of those. So I ordered that wave through Big Bad Toy Store. It was supposed to be in months ago, and I still haven't gotten it. But yeah, the toys are pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm not too interested in the media.
I love the Origins toys. Yeah. So yeah. Cool. Okay. So we'll talk about that. Let's jump into what we got this week. John, do you mind to go first because I sort of queued you up?
Sure, I can go. By the way, how's my audio? Is it okay?
It's great.
All right, cool. So I got a few things this week. My batting average for good stuff this week, not so great, but everything is worth talking about. That's for sure. So the first thing I got was off topic by a little bit. So these construction sets for G.I. Joe have started to show up in Tuesday morning. They're licensed by a company called Forever Clever. And
Forever Clever sells the stuff that Dollar Tree has that's Transformers related.
Yes. Yeah. So it makes sense that this shows up in Tuesday morning. And nowhere else to this point. So these are inspired by Lego, perhaps. And there are quite a few sets that are on the cross sell. We don't know, or at least I don't know, if all of them are definitely out and about. But these are construction sets. They each come with a minifig. They each come with a small, kind of stubby-looking caricature of a G.I. Joe. One per set. And they go all the way from like a Sky Striker and a Rattler down to a tiny, like a single seat vehicle. So I found two of them at my local Tuesday morning. Both of them happen to be Snake Eyes vehicles. So they come with a little Snake Eyes guy. One is a Ninja Cycle. So basically a motorcycle, right? And the other one is like a dune buggy. So I have not opened the dune buggy. It's 100 pieces. I did this weekend open the little Ninja Cycle, which is the smallest scale or size of set that they come in. It's 44 pieces according to the box. And it is unbelievably terrible, like beyond your wildest dreams and imaginations. I cannot believe, I'll get into it in a second. I cannot believe that they got away putting the G.I. Joe brand on this set, unfortunately. So it's, I'm going to call a spade, right? It's attempting to be Lego, dollar store Lego. So, and some of the pieces are almost indistinguishable from Lego, except the tolerances are not there. And the material, the quality of the plastic is off just enough where when you assemble the kit, it explodes in your hand. Like if you just touch it, everything just pops and like just rips away from itself. It is not cool. It is not fun. The only thing that I thought was actually pretty successful with this kit was the figure. So it is very similar to a Lego minifig. It is, I might be sweating a little bit if I was Forever Clever. I posted pics on my Twitter, so follow me anywhere at that John D. And you can see it next to an official minifig. It's effectively the same thing. The feet are slightly different shaped, and the back of his legs are slightly different in the kind of the cavities of it. But otherwise, it's the exact same height. The hands are the exact same design. The joints are the exact same kind of layout and engineering. The head is exactly like a Lego minifig. They weigh about the same. They have the exact same dimensions. The only thing that's interesting, the one thing that I'd say is interesting about that is you assemble it. He comes just in all his different pieces, and you have to assemble it, which is kind of interesting. But the vehicle itself is just a mess. It's a dumpster fire. And that said, it was only like $4 at Tuesday morning. So it might be worth the experience for yourself, but do not expect quality in any way. And I will report back when I open the larger kit, but I was planning on hunting down all these kits because as sealed from the outside, they look really interesting. And they're officially licensed. So, it's kind of, they're you think whoa, what is this like? Is this the successor to Creo or whatnot?
Nope.
And no. And I will not be pursuing more of these. I will just experience the two I bought for $12 total. myself, and then good day, sir. I will be done with this. But I also got today a picture from a friend of mine who was in I can't remember if it was Dollar General or Dollar Tree, but there are like $1 kind of like mini. They're like $1 almost unarticulated GI Joe figures that are officially licensed, sub-licensed again, or I guess it's licensed. They're being sold out there now. He picked up a Destro, which looks kind of like a reaction figure, sort of, for like $1. So I don't know what Hasbro's doing with the GI Joe brand right now. It's really weird. Like the stuff that's happening kind of in the dollar stores and the Tuesday mornings. It's not great, and I don't know if it's doing the brand any service. So there's that, and then I also got Rhinox, Kingdom Rhinox. So it was kind of I'm walking around with 2 black eyes from this week for my purchases. So Kingdom Rhinox. You can also check out my Twitter where I posted comparison pics of him and Thrilling 30 Rhinox. In my opinion, and I think a lot of people's opinion, unfortunately, there's not really a competition here. So unfortunately, Thrilling 30 Rhinox is a little bit better or a lot better in almost every way. And even when you like make sure that all their legs and their waists are fully extended, for instance, like for years I've displayed my Thrilling 30 Rhinox kind of compacted a little bit, not at full height, because it makes him even stockier and more Rhinoxy. But if you transform Thrilling 30 Rhinox completely the official way, where he's a little bit taller, he's effectively the same height as Kingdom Rhinox. They're basically looking at each other in the eye. But unfortunately, Kingdom Rhinox is just reflective of like what you can do with their budget at that price point in 2021. So he's very hollow. When you look kind of past his kibble just a little bit, you can see he's very thin, like from the profile. There's not like a lot of toy there. His arms are hollowed out shells. The back of his shoulder is just like full of like empty cavities. And then just overall, his design is clearly based on the Forged to Fight Rhinox. So kind of like you guys were talking about earlier in the show, or it was the pre-show, where we're kind of now conditioned to only be satisfied if something is a perfect replica of like the cartoon model or a very specific like representation of a character. He's not. He's a take on Forged to Fight Rhinox, which like 5% of the fandom would recognize. So he's a Rhinox, but he's not the Rhinox, and it's just kind of an odd. You get an odd impression from him. He feels off a little bit. And then, like I said, you combine that with like the compromises you have to make now, even at the Voyager class. And he's a disappointment for me. So, and I think a lot of people kind of have that general sense of him. So it's a bummer, man. I would have wanted him to be on par or better than Thrilling 30 Rhinox. I can't say he is. In fact, I cannot say anything about him that is better than Thrilling 30 Rhinox. He's as good or worse in every way. On his best day, he's maybe on par in some aspects as Thrilling 30. If you have Thrilling 30 Rhinox, I can't recommend this guy at all. If he's your first Rhinox, he's fine. He's okay. I mean, he's Rhinox in 2021. Take it or leave it. But he's definitely not replacing Thrilling 30 Rhinox. And then the last thing I got was I did find I found half of the current wave of G.I. Joe retros at Walmart. So right now, Stalker and some Viper Troopers or a Viper Trooper are on the pegs. By the time I got to Walmart, of course, all the troopers were gone. Thanks a lot. But
are they Vipers or Cobra Troopers?
I think it's Cobra Troopers. Actually.
Okay, Vipers have the helmet with the mirrored frame or mirrored.
Maybe it's the Viper. Chat, help me out. Discord, help me out. Anyway, it's one of the two. The problem being, of course, it's the either way you slice it, they're troop builders.
Yep.
And Walmart doesn't get like a ton of these in. So I think like a case or I think a case is like maybe 3 of each or something like that. So it's like first come, first serve. Like the first person to find a case open, they're taking the 3 troopers. That's for sure.
Of course.
So that's what happened here. So I came across 3 stalkers and I picked up the one with the best card. And my search will continue for the trooper. And I think, that is it for me this week.
Cool. Don, do you want to go last? Do you have your big thing this week?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I'll let you go last.
I'll go.
Okay.
I got something that I want to show John, and I need to thank Charles Goodson on Twitter, which is at Marvelous Parson. So I was like, marvelous person. He is a marvelous person, but it's Marvelous Parson. He shipped me the NECA Turtles set.
Yay.
So I am super excited because I never had any turtles, because I never saw turtles on the shelf. It's only recently that I've been actually seeing NECA stuff, on the shelf in very limited quantities. I've been able to snag some stuff. But yeah, I'm super excited to have turtles because I have Shredder, I have Krang, I have everything except turtles. So now I finally have some turtles. And I think I'm done with NECA. There might be a couple things I get here and there, turtles wise, but I mean, I don't have to continue.
I wouldn't recommend it unless you want to feel like you're trying to collect like 2 lines of Cobra Island. Like if you enjoy collecting, say, Classified and Cobra Island, you want to double that feeling, you would collect NECA. So I'm not sure I would recommend that.
I mean, I did get those NECAs that went up on their site. Remember, they had like one release for 3 Fridays.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I got the first 2. I think the third one I wasn't interested in at all.
That's okay.
But yeah, that's all I got this week.
Cool. Matt?
Yeah. So I got a red Slitherfang, or well, he's more pinkish really, but so I was excited about that. He came with a black Earthrise Prime trailer.
G2 Prime trailer?
No, because this trailer is just too small for Prime, so I'm using them for the Huffer molds, which, I mean, we know there are more Huffer molds coming.
So isn't there a rumor of a Prime coming out next week? Or did I mishear that?
That's on the list.
Yeah. So Prime Day is next week, right? So you would think if that Amazon Prime is, revealed or released, it'd be on Prime Day.
They should do a Pepsi Prime.
God, yes.
Yes, they should. So Slitherfang and that trailer also came with the Siege Nemesis Prime.
Oh, nice.
I like that Nemesis Prime. He's not.
This is the first time I've ever messed with the Siege mold. So,
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you got the cell shaded one.
That's
no.
not the cell shaded one is. Oh wait, no.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, the Walmart cell shaded Optimus and Megatron.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
I thought you did too.
Did not get any of those. So messing with this, he's all right. He's a little too shell formery for me. I vastly prefer the Earthrise version.
It is better.
Oh yeah.
I do like the way the legs transform on this, though. I wish they could have carried that forward on Earthrise, but
Yeah.
So he comes with all the same accessories that the Power of the Primes Nemesis Prime did for some reason. The Dark Saber and the Armada weapons. I don't know. So, but basically I got the red Slitherfang and a trailer for Huffer with a bonus Siege Nemesis Prime.
Yeah, I kind of like that my Nemesis Prime is not an exact copy of Optimus Prime. So like my Earthrise Optimus Prime. I just like that it's slightly different.
Yeah, there's some variation there. It makes it
Yeah.
nice. So I had to ship a big bad toy store pile of loot. That's where Nemesis Prime came from. And it also came with some Marvel Legends. So I got classic J. Jonah Jameson.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yes. And Spider-Man and his amazing friends Firestar.
Nice.
I don't remember Firestar at all.
What?
Yeah. Just,
She was in Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. She was a member of the Hellions. She was a member of the New Warriors.
She was invented for Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, right?
Yeah.
And then she showed up in the Marvel Universe later.
Briefly, a couple years ago, a member of the X-Men.
Yeah, she was kind of she basically she was Harley Quinn before Harley Quinn.
Okay.
As in, made for a cartoon and took on a life of her own in the comics.
Like Herbie. I guess Herbie never really took on the life of his own in the comics.
People try to forget about Herbie.
Yeah.
And I also got the classic uniform Storm and Thunderbird 2-pack.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I have my '90s X-Men shelf, and I knew this Storm was coming out, and I have Dazzler and no place to put her, so it's like maybe I should make a classic '80s X-Men shelf too.
Wouldn't Thunderstrike be like 60s?
Thunderbird,
sorry. Sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I got Dawn on the brain. Thunderbird.
Thunderbird in that Storm costume, I think, would technically be 70s.
because Giant Size X-Men came out in like 70.
Oh, I thought it was 68.
Yeah.
Never mind.
74 or 76, somewhere in there.
Okay.
Okay, hey Matt,
Wolverine was created in 74.
what is the difference between that Storm outfit and the single carded black outfit Storm?
Completely different. The single carded black outfit Storm is the retro card back Storm. Just it's black instead of white. This is the classic giant size Uncanny X-Men.
Oh, okay, all
Costume.
right. I never quite understood what the difference was.
Yeah, completely different costumes. And she comes with a different cape that's not quite as billowy and a more calm head sculpt.
Nice.
I've been on a bit of a Marvel Legends kick lately. I haven't really been talking about it on the show, but so I also this past weekend, now that much of my family is vaccinated, I took my mother and we went to see my sister and my nephew and my niece, and we did a Christmas in June.
Oh, nice.
So I got some Weird Al paraphernalia. I got Weird Al the book and Weird Al black and white and weird all over.
nice.
The black and white and weird all over is just it covers like early years of his career, 83 to 86, and it's just like production photos and stuff like that from when he was doing music videos. And she also got me the classic vinyl Weird Al in 3D.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, it's in kind of rough shape. It's a little scratched up. We haven't tried to play it, but she was not happy with the shape it came in. Like she thought it was going to be a more pristine copy, but so she got me a frame in which to put this in.
So what are some of the tracks on that album?
I Lost on Jeopardy
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and Nature Trail to Hell.
Okay.
And let's see, the theme from Rocky 8.
I don't remember that track. I need to get back and listen to it.
Yes, it's a pretty good one.
Okay.
Yeah, the Brady Bunch, Midnight Star, Eat It is on here.
Okay. That's probably, I guess that
Yeah.
and I Lost in Jeopardy are the two big ones.
So yeah, good album.
Nice.
And like I said, I've been on a Marvel Legends kick lately, so I finished my Dima Goblin Build-A-Figure I've been working
Oh,
on for
sweet.
a while.
Nice.
I just don't have the flight stand that plugs into the bottom of his fire glider.
Hmm.
But that's pretty much it for me.
Where did Demogoblin debut? Was it in that Marvel? Wasn't that crossover event that was like in the 90s?
Was it Inferno?
No, Inferno was an X-Men thing. Are you thinking like one of the Infinity Gauntlet where they made like
The Infinity
doppelgangers of everything?
Not Crusade.
Crusade?
But the one where like there's like you had like the 6-armed evil Spider-Man and
Yeah, doppelganger.
doppelgangers. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually am not that familiar with Dema Goblin because I thought that's where he came from.
That's
I
what I
thought
always thought.
I assumed that he came from that like doppelganger, but then I had read somewhere, I don't know if it's correct or not, but he was the demon that possessed the hobgoblin, split off from him
Okay.
and became his own entity. So I'm not sure. He just looks awesome.
Okay.
So.
Cool. Rob, anything?
Yeah.
Manicare says
got-
maximum carnage, by the way.
Okay. I've gotten quite a few things the last couple of weeks. First up, thanks to Don, I got the Gundam G-Frame High New Gundam, which the G-Frame series are I think I've mentioned them before, are little figures where you get the armor for the Gundam and a display frame in one box and then an articulated frame in the second box, and between the two of them you have a very nice functional highly articulated figure. In this case they were showing up in Target, so Don managed to get me the High New Gundam set. They've started combining both frames and all into one package, and it is a nice little figure. There's actually an expansion set for it that gives it more accessories, but it's a limited edition release and costs about 4 times what this figure cost me, so I'm probably going to pass on that. But just as a note to anyone else who collected the old US Gundam figure line, larger mobile suits like the High New Gundam are not really in scale with that. They are about the size of a small MS in action figure, which, yeah, the High New Gundam is not small. So it's a little bit out of scale with all the stuff I was hoping most of my G-Frame stuff would be in scale with, but that, despite that, is a really nice figure. See, beyond that, I got as a birthday gift from Blade Raider, I got Gundam the Origin Volume 2. So that's the second volume of the manga adaptation of the series from the original character designer, who is just a tremendous artist. It's a really great series. Let's see, from Josh from Wheeljack64, I got appropriately enough, I got Earthrise Wheeljack, which is the last of the second to last Earthrise thing I need behind the Starscream, and that is also a really nice figure. I'm really happy with that. Let's see, I got I got the first volume of Fist of the North Star. That's back in print now. If anybody is looking for that, it's been probably a decade since the manga was in print, so that's started up again. Second volume comes out in September. I got the non-F Ratchet upgrade kit for basically. I'm probably not going to use the little crosses it comes with or the crotch plate, but I do finally have red hands for Ratchet, so that's something I have wanted for ages, so I'm pretty well satisfied. I probably should have gotten 2 sets to put 1 set on the Siege figure too, but oh well.
I need to pick one of those up.
Yeah, and let's see, there's something else. Well, there's 2 something else's. Amazon had the Tiger Electronics G2 game on sale for $7.50. I haven't opened it yet, but I did get it.
You don't need to. It looks
No,
nice.
I
in
don't.
The blister.
Yeah, it's kind of what I was thinking. I'm probably never going to go to the trouble of getting like a carded G2 figure or anything to have around, so this will be the next best thing. And lastly, from one of our patrons, from Jacob, I got a gigantic, well, by my standards, a pretty heavy box of Canadian Cadbury chocolate.
Oh, that's awesome!
Yes, it's just a really great variety of things. I'm looking forward to trying the mini eggs, especially because U.S. mini eggs are one of my favorites, and I've heard that the Canadian version is even better, which is how this whole conversation spun off into me ending up with a box of chocolate. So, so I the one thing I have tried so far is the caramel bar, which is the Canadian equivalent of a caramello, and it is delicious.
That's exciting. I love that.
Yes, and thank you so much, Jacob. That was just really kind of you to do, and I am just thrilled. It is great. And that is, except for a few miscellaneous soft topic things, I think that's pretty much everything I've gotten in the last 2 weeks.
Okay, cool. I'll make mine quick. So, I had done a couple purchases on eBay. One, I just think this is funny. I was originally going to skip it, but the seller was like, "Well, I've never seen this color scheme on Beast Wars Megatron before," and I hadn't either. So, it's not transformed right now. It's kind of like a brown, then the same green, bluish green color. And it came, and I looked at it, and I'm like, well, the reason that it looks, like a completely different scheme is because that purple plastic is yellowed so very uniformly, and I don't think it belonged to a smoker. I think it may be like sun damage or something. It just only that color changed, and it looks like sun damage, but it looks almost like a different robot. So part of me wants to display it this way, but the other part thinks it's gross. So it may want to put it in a Goodwill box. I don't know. It was like $4. I'm not worried about it. I had submitted an order from Yahoo Japan, a couple of orders about a month ago, and they finally arrived just as a test. Again, super cheap stuff. So Power Hug came. He's missing a leg. I didn't realize it when I bought it, which of course he is the Beast Wars second repaint of Retrax, and this deform robot box set of knockoff Cycons. I think I have like $14 in both of these. Again, I was just trying this whole proxy service stuff to see how it works, and it worked.
I do like those colors on that Cycon.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
And I had a Cycons knockoff set that was much smaller than this, and there's a lot of gold plastic in this, so I am scared by it. And it was so super cheap quality, but this just on the surface looks a lot better. There are tons of paint apps on this. I think this might be a higher quality knockoff than I thought, and it's basically 1-to-1. The other one I had was a miniature deal. A couple other things, just real quick, I want to mention. NECA managed to get me a Masters Universe Target 2-pack set, so just eternal thanks there. That was awesome. Told the seller here, this was kind of funny. I bought an item off of an eBay seller. I've been trying to complete this Rescue Force set, and mostly what I've picked up so far has been sealed, and I really want it loose so I can build the Rescue Kaiser. So I found Rescue Force. I guess they're all really just called Rescue Force. I think informally it's called Rescue Force 1, which is a repaint slight retool of Kill Bison. And the seller messaged me. He's like, "Hey, are you Brian Kilby from Radio Free Cybertron? I've been listening to your podcast for years. Are you interested in anything else?" I'm like, "Sure." There you go. That's a pitch. So I got this, and it's in great shape. I'm very impressed. So as far as loose version of this goes, I am now 25% of the way through Rescue Force.
Nice.
What was that?
I just said nice.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I also picked up from him G2 Drench.
Ooh.
Yeah. A little nervous transforming it because of all the clear plastic. I think I'm going to keep it in robot mode and call it a day. But if you are interested in anything that he's got for sale, he is on eBay as letter S Movies, ES Movies. He had quite a bit of stuff for sale, Transformers and other things. Just a couple other items. I got my first CGC comic. It is a 9.6 graded G2 number 1.
Nice.
There are lots of 9.8s on eBay. This was a lot cheaper than 9.8. But I got this instead of a higher grade because it looks like the centering of the gatefold doesn't affect the grading by CGC. So they aren't aligned on a lot of the higher grades that I saw, but this 9.6 is perfectly aligned. So it looks right. Pleased with that. and some of the other stuff I can talk about later. I want to sort of rush through this, but I did also pick up, what time is it? Oh, it's 9:30. I'll just jump to the big thing I got, I guess, which is, Kingdom Galvatron. I found him. So there's a big kerfuffle as to whether or not, the toy is defective. Basically, there are two pieces in the shoulders that can flip that cause the shoulders to sit higher. It's a minor difference. But yes, it does look a little better if the pieces are flipped the other way. And there are ways of disassembling it and fixing it, which are horrific, and I'm not going to do it. Or there's a way you can just flip the shoulders and then have like an ugly looking rivet sticking out in the front. I am not willing to go that far. I am just fine with the shoulders slumping down ever so slightly. If I didn't know that it would rest higher if the part was flipped, I wouldn't know that it was defective. Defective is a strong word. He looks great. He's not perfect. He is not my, I guess, ideal Galvatron, but for the price point and for the play factor, it is really nice. He is really good. If you can find it, don't worry if it's not the corrected version. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. So that's what I got. A couple other things, but they're minor, not really worth going into. And a couple things I'm waiting on some other parts, so I'll cover them later once the pieces come in. So, Don, the floor is yours.
Okay. Thank you. Just a couple of things. Off topic, I'm not a big Star Wars person, and I've made it clear that I just don't care much anymore. But I will buy the occasional figure that sort of jumps out at me. So I did buy Captain Bucky O'Hare.
What is that?
It's a character called Jackson from Star Wars Adventures. I know nothing about the character other than it's a neat looking character and he looks a lot like Bucky O'Hare. I know Bucky O'Hare came after this. Apparently he was this guy was in a earlier scene, so he came first or something. I don't know. I don't care. Just a cool looking character, cool looking figure. Decided to get it.
He was a supporting character in the old Marvel Star Wars comics. So,
oh, thank you, Rob.
From time to time.
Okay, thank you. Just one of them neat little. That's cool. That look good on what little Star Wars stuff I've got. I'll put them with my Star Wars Transformers, and I'll call it a good. I picked up now from the big sale that I had that Brian helped out and everybody helped out with. I finally got all my stuff in. Picked up Magic Square's Straxus. Been looking forward to getting that for a while because this is the first real Straxus that we got. The Generations version that was the tank, but this is actually the actual like canon canon mode Straxus from Marvel G1 back on Cybertron with Blaster. So we got that. And another thing I got on the same sale was diecast. You'll recognize this Poison, the Legends class Octane.
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as I saw one of the early like proto reviews, like they put out the transformation. That is a really interesting transformation on a triple changer in the Legends class. I'm looking really forward to that. I also picked up the replacement part for that clear Fans Toys Phoenix, the thruster part that came in broke. Same seller, so he was able to give me a replacement part for that. The big thing, of course, when I did all these orders was the G2 Snarl from Fans Toys. That was the big thing. The second big thing that I got that I've been on the fence on for a long time, and this is what the seller scalped me on a few weeks ago, but I got Fans Toys Thomas.
Ooh.
Yeah, cool. I decided to go before all these things dry up big thanks to Red 2 on the TFW 2005 boards. He was selling one for only about $40 more than what I originally paid at the scammer. Came super well packed. He even used little plastic corner protectors that you put on the edges and wrap the bubble wrap. So really well packaged. Can't wait to dive into them. I wasn't going to get him because I've got Chigura and then I've got Evil Star, the earlier versions. But that's just a great looking Astro Train. And
there's no comparison to.
Oh, I know. I'm saying, but I can enjoy Evil Star and Chigura for what they are as like the evolution of Astro Train. And I've got Gewalt and I've got not Strato Tanker, the first version of Provider.
Yeah,
Unique Toys Provider, which I think is the better looking of the two Octanes. So now my Decepticon Triple Changers are complete. I just need a good third-party Broadside. I've got the early version of Broadside from Fans Project, but that's a little too far off the G1 aesthetic. But and then one other thing that I picked up as an early birthday gift from my future in-laws, completely off topic. It's a battery organizer that holds all your batteries by side. Yes, I mean, because I had mentioned a while back that we want to do like a emergency awareness box with all of our stuff, and they got me this. It's got a battery tester, holds like a bazillion batteries, like even C cells, whatever you need C cells for, and that's pretty much it. That's what I got this week.
So Thomas was the big thing.
Well, he was the big thing this week because of what happened with the scammer sending me the Pokemon figure that I mentioned last week. But in that whole batch of stuff, the G2 version of Snarl from Fans Toys was the big thing. And then Thomas was like, I kind of want that now.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and got it.
So I forgot one thing I do want to mention. It's effectively news as well. If you go to your local Dollar Tree, you might find bots. So apparently, Series 2 was also found, but Series 5 blind bags.
Nice.
Yeah, $1 a piece.
Man, I've got to get out to Dollar Tree.
Yeah, these were selling for a lot more than $1 a piece last week on eBay. So, yeah, check it. Go to your Dollar Tree, see if they have them. I've gone to a couple that didn't have any. But they are definitely worth looking for. So, yeah, check out your Dollar Trees.
But sadly, no basketball yet.
No basketball yet. Let's see here. I want to thank our patrons at the Touch tier, as we do every week. If you're a patron and you also want to be on our History on the Fives podcast, these folks are eligible to be on. We only have a few folks on, but all these folks can be on it if you want to. So
It's
Kevin
good
Dorsey,
time.
what?
It's a good time.
Yeah, we may ask Dawn to come back. There's a request for John DeLuna as well. Actually, there's a request for everybody, but you know.
Done. Let's do it.
Okay, sweet. I'll let you know. Tuesdays at 9 Eastern. Not like every week, just like, you know, wants to be awesome. I think it'd take everybody forever to recover from you joining us. It'd be awesome. Okay, Touch patrons: Kevin Dorsey, Ryan Bona, Cheesy Patty, Emmett Sresovich, Rabbits, Hector Bones, Jonathan James, Nathan Sampy, Ness, Joey Russell, Jason Hiley, Mike Mallory, Jason W. Rye, Sean Hamilton, Jacob Owen Lucia, Sean Bratton, Spider Bob, Mighty Orbots, and Black and White now in color. Thank you all so much. You're awesome. Again, if you want to join up with these folks as a Touched patron or even any tier, you can go to patreon.com/tfradio. You can find all our stuff at tfradio.net. We have everything there. Links to, podcasts, links to the t-shirt store at TeePublic, links to social media. You can just find basically everything there. I am on Twitter at bkilby, and on Instagram at Brian Kilby, and you can find my other stuff at briankilby.com. Chris isn't here, but he is on Twitter as Play With Photography. Also on Instagram as Instagram.com/playwithphotography. Twitter is playwithphotos. He's at playwithphotography.com. And he has a Patreon at patreon.com/playwithphotos. You can find him there. Rob Springer's not here. He's at Rob Springer on Twitter and at zonebase.org. Rob, how do people get a hold of you?
They can get a hold of me on Twitter at Figure Reviewers or Rob Flails, which is the Twitter for my YouTube account, Flailthers. I cover Gundam Battle Operation 2 for the PS4 and 5 there. Nice little free-to-play Gundam shooter. Been doing a bunch of space stuff in that lately, and I managed to get this week's mobile suit a couple of weeks ago during a promo, but we're heading up for the anniversary on that within the next month, so they'll probably be adding some really fancy stuff then. If you like what I'm doing over there, check out patreon.com/flailthroughs. You can throw money at me and I will do specific rounds with specific mobile suits in the game, and my mind totally went blank. I guess also, like we said at the top of the show, tfradio.net/playlist. And my birthday is in about a week. So, and Chris's is, by the way, is at tfradio.net/chrislist.
Excellent. Don.
Yes, I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC4 EVR. I do have on Amazon. If you use our Amazon links from TF Radio, there's the Massey Attack list. And again, as I've mentioned, there will be a wedding list going up sooner or later on small things we need for the wedding, just eventually that we'll need. And that's about it.
Cool. Diecast.
You can follow me on Twitter at Diecast2. You can see my reviews on tfradio.net/reviews. And you can also follow me on Facebook or like my Facebook page at Reviews by Diecast.
Awesome. John.
That John D everywhere.
Sweet. Okay. We will be back next week. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. Okay. Stopping recording there. So, Don, we have some business to do after we record. So I'm going to, people watching live, I got to kill the stream. We have some important recording to do. Super secret stuff. So I want to say goodbye to all of our outlets, starting with
you guys.
YouTube. Bye, YouTube. We love you.
Down Periscope.
Yeah. Don't do Periscope anymore.
I know. I just